Welcome to No Mentor. We've got hot takes, weird debates, and absolutely zero qualifications. With your host, Sir Judo
and Psychic. Let's get into it. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and leave a comment. You can hear us on all podcast platforms and socials at No Mentor Podcast. Let's get into it. You know, it's Psychic and Sir Judo.
What's
No
up?
Mentor.
What's up?
So on today's episode,
yeah,
as
let's
former
hear it.
rappers ourselves, or wannabe, whatever you call them,
I've never
we
been a
wanna
rapper.
start
I never
off-
claimed to be a rapper.
Oh, I was,
I
definitely.
just like to put words together.
Oh, I can't put words together. I can't add 2 plus 2, or I don't even know what
That's
a
not
simile
words.
is, or a metaphor. Just like or
Oh,
as.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, I know, I can, but,
You
so
can put it together. You're like the Shakespeare of your time, Big Daddy.
but with that being said, a couple of things that we're gonna talk about on this podcast. We know we got the Super Bowl coming up, and what was the big thing with the Super Bowl for the last 3 or 4 months? The whole Kendrick, Lil Wayne thing.
Yeah, it's because it's the Super Bowl is in New Orleans. Nylons is what they say. And, you would think that the guest would not guest, but the musical artist for the Super Bowl for Nylons would be, Dwayne Carter himself, AKA Wheezy, AKA Lil Wayne. Yeah, but that didn't happen, who was it? Who were they having play? And that's this Sunday, by the way, which this podcast episode might come out, like, 3 weeks down the road, so it's gonna be a little dated, so just bear with, but
Bear with us.
who is the musical guest for the Super Bowl of 2025?
The homie from my home state. He's
Yeah.
from about 30 miles north of Los Alamitos. We're talking about Compton's own, the one and only Kendrick Lamar. And who's on fire right now? With GTX? What did he have? What single did he have dissing the biggest pop star in the world? And I ain't talking Michael Jackson. I'm talking about Mr. 1, 2, doing his little
Yes.
dance. I'm talking Kendrick Lamar. And what's he going to be doing down in New Orleans? He's going to be
Let's
not
see.
like us, not like us.
You think that track, hits?
I I like the dancing in it, but
I think it
it
hits. Do you
hit.
think it's too
It definitely hit. It hit.
you think it's too is it too poppy
I
for
don't
you?
think.
As a dis Okay, let's break this down real quick.
Yeah,
Let's get some
is it no Vaseline?
hang on. Let me get some clarification here. So, let's digest this a little bit. Well, let's separate this into 2 categories, correct? Let's analyze it as a diss track, and let's analyze it as a full-on track, a Grammy-nominated track,
Okay.
right? Like an actual song. So, like, do you think it's a good diss track? Do you think it's a good song? Where would you place that?
I think a diss track. I would say a better diss track than an actual record, because any mic that homeboy
Yeah.
touches, it's gonna turn to fucking dust because he's gonna just blow it up. I'm saying
Or you think
anything
it's
he touches
overplayed?
is gonna fucking be dope. It's gonna blow up. Anything he does
Blow up?
since Mad City, since before that.
I mean,
I
didn't say that
I
Drake
like
has the
Drake
Midas touch too. So,
on there was Mary J. Blige album that came up record and him that came out. I think it was 2009, maybe 2010 when he was still doing that mixtape bullshit. That was dope. Then he did Forever with Eminem, with Kanye, with Lil Wayne, and Drake with the Forever song.
you're talking about
That's
Drake?
the Drake that I listen to. The new Drake is all
Oh,
pop.
yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, yeah, I actually really
Oh, from
the
Drake.
Motto. Is that the song? Yeah, like Motto, like one of his the early I agree with you, like the earlier tracks.
The
I think it's like a Drake
Discovery. Yeah, Discovery. What do you know what I mean?
Discovery.
But when it comes to rapping,
Discovery. Yeah, I need that thing. So, like, you take it back with Drake and, like, I guess prior to this is it prior?
And to
Think
be
Me Later
perfectly
was a good
honest,
album, I
that
think.
Scorpion, I never listened to it.
That had yeah, but so, like, the Think Me Later had a Jeezy feature. It had Lil Wayne feature, of course, Nicki Minaj. Um, that was a good album. So Far Gone was a good album, I remember that one. That had Successful, um, Sooner Than Later, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, Uptown was a good one too. I'm trying to think of some other, Views was okay. Yeah, it's almost like he
Yeah,
transitioned heavy from rap to pop, like, he got very poppy. He never
yeah,
stuck with his core,
as opposed to
sound, really.
Mr. Lamar, who just kills it with the fucking lyrics. So, going back to that beef last summer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's weird though, right? 'Cause it's weird in the sense that, like, you have essentially a pop artist now versing a rap artist, but the I've always thought this beef was, like, amazing for rap because it brought people out of their shell. It literally turned a lot of people against Drake. You got people coming out of the fucking woodworks, and really Drake didn't have any allies in this, and he got a lot of heat. But I mean, my personal opinion, I think he stood his ground, which is cool because he's a pop artist and he's standing his ground on rap. I'm not saying that anybody per se won the battle. I think the person who's gained the most
if
garnership
you
off
look
of it
over
is
the last
Kendrick,
8
if you want
months,
my honest opinion.
100%.
I mean, I mean, dude, he won a
Yeah, I
Grammy
mean, that
for the said diss track. And that but that's my topic here is it a diss track or is it a record? And do they coincide these days because nobody knows what the fuck a diss track is, because most people aren't dissing these days. This is kind of a rarity, which is what made
I
it
guess,
great,
yeah, maybe my ass
honestly.
is getting too old, but beefs. Oh,
My
yeah.
favorite
Oh,
beef was the
fuck it.
Biggie and Pac
That's
beef.
yeah, and
That's
No
gonna always be
Vaseline's
goated
it
in
comes
my
in
top 5.
hardcore too, the Benzino, Eminem. Yeah, like,
Yeah, being in him, yeah.
Hit 'Em
No,
Up
I
is
love,
in my
like, Hit
opinion.
'Em Up's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
even the
tracks.
fucking Eazy-E,
Goated diss track, yeah.
Dre beef. Yeah, but so
Beef,
you
yeah,
you're
was
right
so
with that, but
sweet, man.
do I think Not Like
What?
Us is a hit record or a diss track, or can they be exclusive to one another, right?
Mhm. I'm just saying
They do. I
do
think
they
they do.
coincide in the same space? Because think about it, man, think about it. So, rap beef has not been a thing for almost a decade, really. So, like, back in, like, the Tupac days and, during the Hit 'Em Up and then the Biggie I don't know what Biggie's retaliation was or if he had a diss
So
track, I
we're
don't know.
going from 30
But,
years to let's
um I know a big gap, I know a big gap, but what I'm trying to say is, like, back in the day when you had no Vaseline, just whatever, like, back in the day when you had diss tracks, you didn't have streaming platforms, so
correct.
you didn't have play for play for play, you kinda had public opinion of a song, so, like, Not Like Us has got a shit ton of plays, and it's a catchy song, catchy beat, whatever, um, does that help a rap does that help you dictate a winner to a rap beef because of basically what I'm
Oh,
saying is, does
100%.
streaming help beef these days? But you
But
didn't have that before
but
though, right? Like, you did there wasn't a play count on diss tracks, right? Diss tracks were almost
they were.
like mixtape-ish.
Yeah, and
It
most of
wasn't, like,
them
limelighted.
were like with the big artists on Interscope and on like Bad Boy and stuff like that. Let's take that 95, 96 beef that was on Interscope, and then whatever, and then I'm pretty sure that, Biggie did come out with one, and that was on, so they were both on major labels, but
So what was Biggie's
I
retaliation
believe
to
there
hit him
wa
up,
I
or
dude,
was there any? And did
you know
Biggie
what?
even really
I'm not
engage?
sure, dude. I was 10, so
I don't
yeah,
know. That's right. That's my thing, like,
yeah.
I know Pac was super vocal, but was Biggie more low key and not as
Maybe
vocal?
on records in talking about that little situation, but I know he was on, like, radio stations saying that, he was a buddy and stuff like that, and later on after he died, so I that's that's one thing, but let's bring it up a little, let's bring it fast forward to 2018, and this may just throw with me for a little bit. Eminem, MGK,
Okay.
Rap Devil, Killshot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably the
Another
most
good,
recent beef I would
pretty
say
timeless beef, yeah.
in rap. Um,
Yeah.
so that with that being said, then you've got the one that just came out 8 months. So I think it was good enough to win a Grammy. It got a shit ton of plays. It got so big that there's lawsuits going on, and there were
So
no. So what it was a
go ahead,
fucking
sorry.
huge for Kendrick.
Huge.
It was a huge fucking thing.
Are you talking
No,
about
I
the
said
Ilm and
no. I
MGK, or are
moved
you
over
talking about
to Kendrick and
oh, so back in the day, back in 2013, there was a Big Sean song that was on one of Big Sean's albums. Um, the song was called "Control." So on that song, Kendrick calls out several artists, calls out Drake. In that song, calls out Drake, calls out Mac Miller, Tyler, the Creator, and a couple others in that song, basically telling them to do better and to bring rap back again, and is trying to start beef then. And this is in, like, 2013. Have you
no,
heard
but I
that
have
verse?
heard
Have you
stories
heard that
behind it.
song? If you haven't if you haven't, I would go back and listen to it and hear that, but no one responded to it. So, I think Kendrick is an instigator, but I think his instigations are validated, and I like the instigation because he's really trying to bring fire back into the music that has been lacking. I mean, you can say, and I can say this, I've been a hip hop head since elementary school. I feel like I'm allowed to say this at this point, even though I'm Caucasian.
We
I
don't
still
say
feel like I can speak
Caucasian
on it.
anymore. We call them
Is
white.
like,
Just saying. I wanted to put that out there
yeah,
for
white,
everybody,
whatever.
for all y'all PC people.
But what I'm basically saying though is like, you can't lie, music's been very soulless as of late. It's been
All sounds the
very
same.
streamy, it's been very AI. Yeah, yeah. So Kendrick's trying to ignite soul back into people who have kind of been making mundane music that's boring. So, like, and he's been trying to do that for forever, and like I said, if you go back to 2013 and listen to that verse, he's been trying to start a fire, no one's responded. I guess he struck a huge nerve this time around with the Drake thing, but Kendrick started it, and then you had all these people jumping in with Kendrick, like Metro Boomin and A$AP Rocky and Future, and a lot of people going against Drake. Like, you know what I mean? It's just I loved it that whole time that that was going on. It was great. I think there's been a lot of capitalizing on it in a marketing standpoint now that I don't like really, but it is what it is. Why wouldn't you do that as an artist? Kendrick's growing exponentially,
Yeah. And as
so why
far
wouldn't
as
you take advantage
Spotify
of it, you know?
plays, Kendrick's like what, number 1 on like all time streams on Spotify period or something like that, right? Like he's got like
I don't know
billions and
exactly.
billion. I mean, he's like double of what Kendrick. streams are prior to that song.
he's
Yeah.
yeah, Kendrick has definitely
Um,
rose up the ranks.
what I was getting at though was how does one
Dude, for the main fact here, and I'll let you speak, is it's
Mhm.
2 conglomerate giants going head and head,
They're both UMG
in my
artists.
opinion. Yeah. Ah, it's tough, man. It's very tough for me because I liked Drake back in the day. I was a Drake fan. I don't care much for his portfolio going forward prior to, like, the, early music he was putting out. I think he deviated a lot because I'm not a pop music guy. I don't care for pop music. Um, and I wanna give him the benefit of the doubt because he does come out with some bangers every now and then. But man, what sold it for me was the suing shit, the lawsuit shit. That's bitch made moves in my opinion. You're giving out lawsuits because someone's getting more plays than you and someone's being pushed more than you, so you're gonna sue them? And this guy over here is winning Grammys. So, I mean, there's your clear winner right there, like, just by if you're looking for
I
validation.
think the street aspect of it is more important and the than the Grammy who what 20 people on a board decide what's going on. So I think it's I think it did more in of affect the song Not Like Us did more of an effect on the street and in overall culture than it did even winning a Grammy. That's what I'm saying, but Grammys
If
don't
it
mean
won a
shit.
Grammy, though.
I mean, fucking let's think about it. How the fuck did Beyonce win how did
I
Beyonce
mean, they
win a
really don't, you're
fucking
right.
country album when that fucking
But I think it's the I think it's how he won a Grammy. So he won a Grammy on a diss track. I think for one, that's a joke in itself because it's a diss track. But the thing is though, is like that's such a power play though to win a Grammy on a diss track. And so Drake has a song where he foreshadows um I don't know the song. I think it's like Family Matters, but Drake says, "Oh, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone give him a Grammy right now." Like kind of making fun of Kendrick. And then the guy literally goes and does win a Grammy. So it makes Drake look even
true
more dumbfounded, you know what I mean? So it's just it's the that was almost like the straw that broke the camel's back, like, it's almost like the beef is
until
was
then.
essentially felt done, and now it's just catapulted for Kendrick to be even more on top, and I don't so there's video footage of Drake at his latest tour, like, concert on his tour, and he wore a bulletproof vest with holes in it and some smoke coming out of it, like smoke effects, basically saying he's taking some shots, but he's still alive, and he made, like, a little pessimistic comment, not necessarily calling out Kendrick, but kinda hinting at it. The beef is still it's still ongoing, it's just more low key, but
And
Kendrick's
how would you
definitely got the
feel
shine right now.
about, like you said, winning a regardless of how you get the Grammy, that you win a Grammy on a diss track, number 1. Number 2, you're playing the fucking Super Bowl. Like, if that's not a kick in the pants and then before that even, before it was
No.
even announced, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been, but it might have not been announced prior to the Super Bowl, didn't Drake sue UMG before?
UMG, he did because he was under the, assumption that Kendrick was being pushed, like that
Like,
song,
there
all
was
his songs like
bots
those diss
and all of
tracks were
this
being
stuff.
pushed for more
Exactly.
plays,
But don't they do that on
advertised and
every
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
major album that comes out? I'm sure, like like I said,
Mm,
he's the, like, number 1 streamer of Spotify's history. You don't tell me that UMG's never done that for him? So,
I wouldn't
no,
say they're
I'm just
bad,
trying
I
to play devil's advocate here because, when you're worth $250,000,000 and you're the biggest fucking name on the planet, like, why go why go sue a multi-billion dollar fucking
mm,
company that you're signed to?
I mean, the beef is weird
Yeah,
anyways,
no, it's
right? I
bizarre.
mean, like,
It's bizarre.
uh, if you want my personal opinion on it, I think for Kendrick, it's fun and it's igniting the spark that rap needed. I think for Drake, it's personal. I think that's the divide, in my opinion, because Kendrick's having fun. You can look at his face; he's smiling, he's cracking jokes. Like I think he's having a good time. I think Drake is as Drake is, which is a sad boy. I think he's like taking it to heart, but I think that just fuels the fire. I think that's
Now,
the dichotomy there between the
do you
two.
think that
Honestly.
Drake thinks he can get bigger?
I think Drake's always on a bigger kick. I think that there's a lot of egotism there, but I mean, when you got, you know, if the pictures are true, if you got a pole the size that he does, I don't know why you care.
Yes, and the amount of clout, the all of that, like,
Like, yeah, what more is there to take over and gain? Like, I mean, I don't get it, but I
y
th I think it's literally just a reputation thing. I think Kendrick hit so many nerves and, like, like, sore spots with Drake that now Drake is in defense mode, so he feels like he has to catapult his career even more to outshine Kendrick, but I don't I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. I feel like
right
it was like
now,
an
especially
onslaught, you
since
know what I
that
mean? I
even though they're
and 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 take
no, not
note,
at all.
none of this made me dislike Drake. I still love his catalog. I don't like all his music, but I like a lot of it. But I do
I
think the
think that's
suing was
where it
bitch
really
made. I think
started and
that's
people were, like,
stupid.
turned off on that, like, dude, I don't like that either.
I don't like that. I mean, handle your shit, if you claim to be a rapper, handle your shit through music. Don't go
Well,
sue behind
and
closed
didn't
doors.
he
That's
also did
bitch
he
made in my opinion.
sue Kendrick or just UMG? Now I'm and just put him in the complaint. Neither do I, but I
I
know
don't
it
know the
later dropped
stipulations. I
because
really don't.
even Drake is like, "Okay, I don't have a billion-dollar company." Yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
a
and
waste of
he's gonna
money.
find
It's a
out
waste
that,
of
like, you know
money.
what, dude? Like, do one fucking show in Europe and fucking make $20,000,000.
And then there was rumors going around where Drake was buying up all the tickets to
So the whole
Kendrick's
50
show
Cent
so
Ja
no
Rule
fans could
bullshit
be
all over
there. So he'd
again
have an
then.
empty stadium.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like,
yep, which is hilarious. Oh,
yeah.
shit. I gotta bring something up, speaking of that.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Um, if you're done with this topic, I don't know if you wanna
No way.
Irv Gotti
No.
died. You see that? Yeah, Murder Inc. co-owner, co-founder, yeah. And why I say that is because 50 Cent made a troll post right when it was announced he died of him, like, smoking, like, a hookah of what looked like an urn, and it was said something like, "Goodbye" or "Good riddance" on, like, the side, like, just straight up capitalizing on that death. Like, savage
Wasn't
mode times, like, 1,000, yeah.
like, drill rappers do that kinda shit? Like, that's, like, nitty-gritty.
I mean, I
Well,
thought that
so
beef
yeah,
was
I mean,
done
well, no, he's always
over,
been
like, the whole
trolling
Ja
that whole
Rule.
fucking Murder Inc., but that's on a whole 'nother fucking that is wild, dude, like, so he
It's
just
wild,
died 2
right?
days ago. Yeah, no, I'm yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I had no I
Google
see,
it,
that's
yeah,
how
50
much
Cent, Irv
out of it
Gotti.
I've been. Dude, he was only fucking 54, bro.
I mean, you're good. Yeah, he was young, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know the cause of death, I didn't really get too into it. I just had seen it in passing, and I was like, "Oh, shit, man, Irv Gotti, damn."
yeah,
Like, he was
early
a household name
2000s,
at one point, you know?
it was it went from fucking
Yeah,
yeah,
dude, that's and 50 Cent was just like 50 just no filter,
yeah,
man, just straight
I
out
mean,
there, like, "Yep, fuck this guy," like, it was subtle and it was
that's enough for
hinty,
him, though.
but it was still like,
You knew what was going
yeah, you
let's
knew what it was.
that
Yeah.
dude, I don't know, brother, that is something oh, dude, there's
You think it's cold or
no matter how
Not
much
valid,
you
you don't
wanna
think?
troll, when someone dies, I
That's too
personally
far?
think that's too
Yeah,
far. Just
fucked
like you
up.
don't like the whole Chicago rap drill scene about, people, you know,
Yeah,
making fun of their ops and, that are dead and everything. That's and even, what's his name?
yeah,
Draco the Ruler was doing that shit before he died, remember? So that kinda stuff, it's like,
yeah,
I personally think it's way too
too
fucking
far.
far, but
I just don't like how 50 does all that troll shit, but he never releases anything. So, granted, I
oh, I
don't think
do.
when people wanna
Fuck
hear
yeah.
more 50 Cent music, I don't know.
He
I mean,
still
I
has
would
he
like to
still
too.
has
I like it
singles
when he
every now
features,
and again.
but I guess he's just like a
He's an
self-proclaimed
exec
producer
producer,
now,
yeah,
right? He
yeah,
has a
he's more
show,
into,
TV show,
TV and
Empire.
film and shit like that, so, like, he's getting older and he found another niche. So,
I mean, weirdly enough, Drake is an executive
yeah,
producer for Euphoria, the
surprisingly a
TV show,
lot
so
there's a lot more people that you think that you see that are behind the scenes, are EPs and stuff like that, but,
yeah,
I do think the whole that thing with 50, that's harsh, dude, like, I
fucked up.
he needs to get
Y
fucking M needs to get on Dre
His
and M
shit
need to get on
together.
the phone right now. This happened 2 days ago, so hopefully he got a call.
I don't even know if
Oh, yeah.
Ilm do they all still
Oh, yeah,
fuck with
yeah,
each
yeah,
other?
yeah.
Does Ilm and Dre okay, okay. They just let him
Well, no,
be,
no,
let
no.
him do his thing, they don't
He's a grown
intrude?
ass
Like,
adult.
is
No,
50
he's
still
independent.
Interscope,
He's
or does
been
he have his own
independent for
label?
years. He's yeah, he's on
Okay, so
Carolina.
he branched off from them.
He's an independent, but he's still,
Okay,
it's still out of
okay.
it's distributed, if I'm not mistaken, by Carolina or something like that, but he is independent out of, UMG altogether as far as I know. But
You need to go speaking of that, and then I'll shut up on this subject, but you need to go watch or listen to the Young Buck episode
oh, I
on
bet that's interesting, dude. I
Steve-O's
bet that's
podcast.
totally
Young Buck was
interesting.
on there. It is very interesting. It is very, and he talks about the dynamic between G-Unit, the fall off, and where he's at now, and then, like, kinda
Yeah,
like
he's went from
Tennessee,
Memphis.
Memphis. I think he's from that area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you need to
is
go listen to that.
dude,
I would
talk about
suggest that.
another I mean, you
He's
listen
good.
to
I like Young Buck.
beefs about him and Game with 50 and G Unit, dude, it's
Yeah,
yeah, so, I
yeah.
mean, this isn't we all
It's
know this
crazy.
has been going on for decades. There's a
There's a
lot of
lot
yeah,
of
but
background
at the
stuff
end of the
going
day,
on.
rest in peace to the Irv Gotti because he did we didn't know him personally, he did have some
Crazy,
great
yeah.
fucking hits, and he did go through, a lot of issues, but, it's you don't talk about someone when they die like that. Even if it's
Yeah,
passive
fuck that. I
aggressive,
mean,
you
I
still don't
wouldn't
do it. In
uh,
yeah.
yeah, just
It's
let it
like, stop
go,
being a
right?
fucking
Just
10-year-old and grow the
yeah,
fuck
just
up.
see it and move
You
on.
still dope 50, but you don't
Correct, yeah.
fucking grow the fuck up. Like,
Yeah, it's just
no,
not
exactly.
needed,
None
right?
of
Not necessary. Like, you already won by
I
that
mean,
person's
yeah.
death. Why do you gotta
I
add
mean,
insult to injury?
you could honestly say when he came out, they pretty much ended Homeboy's career, you know? Not saying that they didn't have I
Right.
don't know because he was er Murder Inc. came out, their height was I think they hit their height in maybe 2002, and then literally yeah, it was like
Yeah,
4
it was
years or so,
short-lived, I think,
and then it was, no doubt,
but it
no
was super
doubt. I
dope
mean,
when it came
Ashanti,
out.
all of these dope ass fucking artists,
Yeah.
and yeah, but no doubt that he need
I think they were going for, like, the Death Row
yeah,
kinda theme, and it just
yeah,
kinda didn't live up to that,
but no,
but yeah.
that's crazy, man. I'm glad you brought that up because that's something that I think needs to be put up in the ether because
No, you're
that's
good.
bad karma.
I'm just
Talk about karma, right, bro? Like, that's some crazy
yeah, I figured you would like the subject matter just be for the fact that it's fucked up, and it was real, though,
2 days ago. Yeah,
and it's
like, I didn't
recent.
even
It
know you
literally
would
just
think that I
happened,
would
so
I would know,
Yeah.
like, it didn't even pull up on my feed.
I mean, I just like I have so much pop culture and such hip hop stuff that pops up on my radar because it's all algorithm. So, like, I like that shit, I view that
Yeah,
shit, so it hits me quick, you know what I mean? Like, what is, like, Complex? I get so much Complex shit thrown at me because of just being a rap fan and hip hop head, that's, like, one of the first news outlets that hits me the most. And then you got, like, is Worldstar a thing still? I think
yeah,
I get hit
they
with
are. I don't think
Worldstar,
they're
shit like
as
that.
big,
Like
at least
yeah, I just get hit, like, with all that kinda shit, and that's kinda, like, where my brain kinda leads to. I mean, I used to be such a hip hop head, I used to like XXL Magazine. I used to watch every freshman class freestyle every year. I just like, at my core, man, I just hip hop, I my brain and ears have a home there, it's like and I hate to sound like some, like, I don't know, like a culture vulture or like I'm idolizing the wrong thing. Like, I don't wanna sound like that. It's just I've been listening to rap music since elementary school, like 3rd grade, so I just this is what I really like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I don't listen to enough
I put out my
genres,
first
that's fine, I
album,
don't
my
care,
first
but
EP when you were 12. So, I'm just saying, bro, like, you know what? There is no fucking culture vulture,
you should've threw it
any
to
of
me, I
that
would have been
bullshit.
pumping it.
Like, fuck all
I
that.
know,
No,
I'm just saying,
seriously,
like,
now that we're
I
on
don't want
that
people to get a
subject, fuck
stigma,
all y'all that think that we're that white people
being
are
white and listening to a heavy amount of
that
rap,
rap is only for one fucking one race or whatever,
race.
because
No,
it's
music's for
shitty.
everybody.
That's just without getting more into that.
If it doesn't have, like if it doesn't have hi-hats, percussion, and some kinda boom bap
And I love
beat,
my
then I'm
I love
probably not gonna give a fuck.
everything. Man,
You're a little bit more well-rounded than me, and not to say that, like, I don't listen to other stuff, I do. It's just I won't lie, my main focus is rap first. That's my main driving force when it comes to new music, that's where my head goes, and then it kinda deviates after that, and on the tail end, I have some other stuff like, um, I don't know, like some, electronic stuff. And being a skater, like, I don't skate anymore, but my youth was all skateboarding. I do listen to metal on the back end. I do have some metal catalog I listen to, some punk pop. I listen to a lot of like Blink 182, stuff like that. That's a huge side of me too. But honestly, it's downplayed by hip hop. Like, hip hop is still just the first love, I think, and I don't know where that
no,
came from or
exactly. I
why,
mean,
but
you know,
it's
like you
there.
said, music is
So,
music. Fuck it. It doesn't have a color. It's just, you're not a fucking culture vulture. I hate that fucking word. And if you hear anger in my voice, it's because of that.
yeah, I do too. I hate when they bring it
Because
up.
people want to fucking take one thing or the other and then fucking say, oh, this, that, or the other. So no, you know what? Nah, fuck that. We're
Yeah, it's like if anybody was not of the stereotypical race to listen to, like, country, like, I'm not gonna say, "Hey, you can't listen to that," or, "That person shouldn't like this." Music relates to anybody. I think it's a sound and it's lyrics, and I think that can c I think I don't know,
see, yeah.
to me, music's a feeling, but I like music, like I don't know, I guess I just really like music in general, but, I've always related so how are you, like so I'll give you an example.
Mhm,
I've always related skateboarding to music. So,
mhm.
pro skateboarders put out video parts, right? Well, those video parts don't feel alive until they dub a song on top of it. You always had music with a video part. Like,
Same thing with
sometimes
motocross,
it
same
was
thing with
rap,
BMX. Yeah,
like look at, like, Terry Kennedy, like, goofy ass Compton Terry Kennedy, he always had, like, some kinda rap song on his, like a Warren G song or just something random on his video parts, and I'd be like, I would watch his video part and think he's dope, and then, like, whatever song he had, I'd be like, "Damn, who is this? This is dope too," and that would lead me to the music. Like, it's almost like the culture entwines a lot, and but I like that fact, you know what I mean? So, like, in the real world, like, back when I used to skate, I couldn't skate without headphones. I had to, like, throw on some big ass headphones and zone out and hear music to flow and to get my rhythm right, and they coexist together. If I went out there at the skate park without any headphones on, I couldn't do it. I was just like I was just like, "This is boring." Like, I can't
Yeah,
get
when I
in the
used to ride
moment. I can't
bikes,
get in the
I,
zone.
uh, wanna be BMX. I mean, I always had, like, BMX bikes, but as far as going on super jumps, fuck no. I pretended. I went on, like, 5 or 6-foot jumps, not, like, crazy ass jumps. But, yeah, always have music, always have those fucking over the ear headphones with the Walkman or
Right, it
yeah,
gets
oh,
you in
hell
the
yeah, dude.
mood, right?
Yeah,
Music is a feeling.
it's like
It
cocaine.
is endorphins. Like, I can let I can get off work and be in a good mood all day at work and throw on a song, and it might be a sad song, and I might shed a little bit of a tear just because it puts me in a feeling, and I think to me, that's what dictates, good artisanship compared to, like, others, you know what I mean? Like, I think if it can bring a feeling out of you, then they're doing their job, because I think that's the basis of music, in my opinion, is to bring out some kind of feeling. I mean, isn't that why we tap our feet to music? It's a
100%.
feeling, right?
I know
I
where
don't
we're
really know where I
going.
was going with all
So,
that, but
what is in 2 days?
yeah, let's hear it.
It's the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Super Bowl.
Where's the Super
Yeah,
Bowl at? It's
2025
if
Super
I'm not
Bowl.
mistaken, it's Super Bowl 59?
Dude, I'm so sport retarded, I don't even have a clue. Sorry to use the hard R,
You
but
don't apologize about that
I'm
because
ignorant
this
to
is
that all
a
that. I'm
no
not
PC place. You don't mean it to offend anybody, it's a fucking word. Now,
okay.
if you do it on purpose to make fun of a particular that's a different damn story.
No, no,
We're
no.
just
I'm just
exactly, I'm
self-deprecating
retarded, you're
myself.
retarded,
I'm
but
just
it's a word that's not
I'm not well, didn't Black Eyed Peas
probably,
say it a shit ton in a song? "Let's
yeah.
get
Yeah, no, that
retarded."
is, "Let's get
Is that not what they
retarded
said?
in here." I can't sing it, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that so, they're fucking words.
But yeah,
Yeah, 59, Super Bowl
yeah,
59,
words are
and
words,
where's
but
it gonna be? At the Caesars
New
Superdome,
Orleans, yeah, we talked about this.
Nolans.
Yeah, Nolans.
So,
Yeah.
who was supposed to
Yeah.
do
So, by what my understanding, and I try not to pay too much attention, it's Kendrick headlining and what do you call, like, the other performers that aren't
um,
headliners?
I guess
What's the term? I
you're
guess, yeah,
yes,
guess.
yes,
It's
I see that
SZA.
now.
Yeah, SZA and Kendrick. I
So,
don't know who else is there, but
but I think there was a little controversy, if I'm not mistaken, with Wayne.
yeah, so the most requested tracks for him to sing is what we were talking about, is the Not Like Us diss track, which is the one that won a Grammy, which is the one that's got a lot of plays. So, in my personal opinion, it would be dumb to not sing that. I think that or not I'm not gonna say sing, but not rap that, like, it would be dumb to not do it, but,
I
I mean, I don't like,
well, no, he
what do you
has to.
do? What do you expect? So, okay, I want you can look this up if you want, but, who said it, man? So, Too Short had a TMZ interview, and they were I don't random as fuck, I don't know, comes on my radar. Just you can just start calling me the rap radar, alright? But comes on my radar, and Too Short had an interview with TMZ, and Too Short was like, "I would suggest that Kendrick not sing, Not Like Us. That would be a bad move, and there's ramifications from that. He probably should not do that." Okay, hard pause. For one, why is Too Short commenting on anything? But also for the fact, is he correct?
Okay,
Is
so
he right? Should he
there's
do it
2
or not?
sides of this coin. Number 1,
Okay.
the business side, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
How? there's gonna be millions of people tuning in.
I mean, pause for a second. In
Yes,
this song, he calls Drake a pedophile.
he'll cut that out.
Trigger warning,
No,
maybe.
the Super Bowl is a billion-dollar deal. They'll
So
fucking cut that out.
correct. Oh, you're talking about on live TV,
No, on
not
live
this
TV.
podcast.
They're not gonna mention any of that shit.
Yeah,
They're doing the reason why they picked
right.
him is, okay, other than he's dope, but he had the biggest song of the year. He like you said, he won a Grammy after they said that he was gonna be in the Super Bowl. This
Yeah.
comes down to business. This is 100%
Yeah, but
business and making money.
the 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 thing is, though, during the Grammy walk up when Kendrick was walking up, and they were, back playing the track as he was walking up, they pulled up the pedophile part. The, "Oh, probably a minor," like, that part right there, it played while he was walking up, and all
People
the
didn't pay
celebrities were
attention.
singing it. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Is I don't know if
No,
Drake was at
no,
the
he was doing
Grammys.
a sh I believe he was doing a
That's what I would
show,
wanna know.
he's in,
Like a tourism
what's it called?
tour?
Australia right now. He was in Sydney, I think.
Okay. Is
That's
that not
bad on
crazy,
them.
though? Like, I don't know.
So, that is really bad on them
Yeah, right? Right? So who's the Super Bowl to be any
because the
better or
Super
different, you know?
Bowl, not saying the Grammys isn't international, but the Super Bowl is. Like, and there's
Mm.
billions of dollars being made. Number 1, he had the biggest fucking song.
So is
Yes.
is that
Do I
track
think
being
it's a good
played?
idea
That's okay,
on a
okay.
business on see huh?
Do you agree with Too Short or no?
On a
Do you
street
agree with Too
side,
Short or no?
I do. On a business side, I think it would be stupid not to, because people now associate Kendrick with that song, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's
For sure.
playing at the biggest fucking show."
It would be a
Exactly.
fallacy to not
So,
do that song.
regardless of what
Right.
somebody says that they should or shouldn't do, as a billion-dollar business, and I'm gonna keep on saying billion-dollar business because that's how much this is gonna, make
Revenue.
between different,
Yeah,
everything. There people are gonna go just for that one song because that's
true.
all we heard for the last year. I'm sorry, for the last 7 months, 8 months. Yeah, but
Yeah,
granted,
it's
his
been blown
his
up, yeah.
GTX album is fire. No, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
no, yeah,
notice
it's,
that
highly acclaimed,
he didn't
yeah.
put that on that album. No, he didn't put no, he
I don't know
purposely
the
did
track
not.
list of that Well, they were
Well,
all
that's what I'm
singles,
saying,
all
but
these
a lot of
disses were
people thought
singles.
that,
No, I don't
he
think
would
anybody
put it on so it would sell more, because it would sell
it would
more.
go on them.
But he did something
True.
because he wanted to traverse a little bit, I think, and get away
You
from
mean,
that,
like,
like,
get away from
I
that a
don't
little bit?
need that diss. I got my own shit, I got my own new material. So, but do I think they're just gonna throw it in? Yeah. I could be wrong, but there are some, very explicit.
Maybe he'll be cheeky and start off the
Yeah,
concert
maybe
with
do like
that
a
and
30
cut it
second.
short. 'Cause, if you I mean, if you were in his shoes, wouldn't you wanna promote your album over the disses and kinda deviate away from that? Or you wanna I feel like he's gonna garnish himself into a predicament where he's the diss guy instead
I
of
don't
his
because well,
actual
I mean,
album being
it makes sense,
uplifted. Does that make
but
sense?
so I think it went, what, 3 months? Wait, when did that his album come out? December?
Oh, fuck, I don't
GTX keep
it's
now
been a
hold on.
long it's been a nah, it was before December.
Okay,
November
so they already knew he
22nd,
was gonna play
2024.
for the Super Bowl, play on the Super Bowl, perform, I mean.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
if you listen to that fucking album, GTX is fucking gnarly. Yeah,
No,
I
I've
mean,
heard
there's some
tracks off
dope
I
ass
like
tracks.
everything I've heard off of it.
So, he's definitely the reason why he did not pu I think the reason why he didn't put this song on the album is because he wanted, like I said, he wanted to
You
differentiate.
wanna shout out some
So,
songs
I
off
think
that?
I think you're right.
I
Maybe he'll do a little snippet
like,
because that's not all him. Like,
just to bring it in, just to bring the crowd in a little bit with the diss
yeah,
and then go into the album. I mean, it'd be sick if he brought some features out. If he we seen, like, Lefty up
well,
there
I
and
hope
some
he
other
doesn't
people.
do that, but
That'd be sick.
for 4 words?
Yeah, true, but it would be sick though to bring in
I hope he
I think
does
it'd be
because
sick to bring in some people, but
there's some dope people on that album. I mean, and they're mostly all underground, and there's a
yeah.
lot of, I guess I'm sorry, I keep on saying underground because that used to be called independent back in my day, and it's
Yeah. No, it used to be called underground. Now it's independent. I would say so. I would bro disappeared. So at this very moment, my guest psychic has disappeared from the chat. Oh, you're back. Can you hear me?
I'm back.
What happened?
I can hear you.
You just got exiled for like a second.
Yeah,
You hit the wrong button.
the internet gods didn't
Said
like
no
where this
more.
conversation went.
They were on the spectrum and said, "We're out."
"We're coxing you out."
Yeah, yeah.
No one can cox me
I
out.
don't think people like this conversation. See, the AI is already knowledgeable to this conversation. They're like,
I'm telling you, it's the micro oh my god, the micro rhythm. It's the
algorithm.
algorithm, there we go. But no, so back to that whole thing where and we're cut it off after this.
Okay, that's fair.
The talk about the song. But yeah, I think you have something very valid to say when you mentioned, doing like a little clip
Yeah,
and then going into something from GTX, doing some of his older stuff, maybe doing Damn,
yeah, maybe.
so I think they can bring it in
Actually, I don't know if
where
he'll do any old album. I feel like that's
I hope I
so
hope
at this point, though, I feel like it's too old. I feel like the whole, like, Humble and all that, I feel like that's too like, Good Kid, Mad City, I feel like all that's so played out. I feel like he'll focus on the new album, but I don't know how long his set list will be at that moment.
it's usually like 30 minutes.
So he probably won't play any of the old shit. I feel like it'll be diss track, new album, honestly. And because you gotta think
No, it's gotta be nah, I can guarantee you there's gonna be some
you think so?
definitely. He's gonna have to do all his pops. All of his
Eh,
fucking popular
maybe.
yeah. I mean,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see, definitely.
I'll watch it on YouTube, I'm sure.
But poor Wayne, poor little
Yeah,
Wayne.
yeah, I mean, sad. So that brings up my last topic of the episode, and I know we've been on a this has been a whole music episode, but once again, I can talk about hip hop for days. So, did Wayne actually get snubbed, or is he egotistical to think that he's so relevant that he deserves that spot? You know what I mean? Because honestly, like Super Bowl is always kind of gravitated towards popular, right? In a sense, sort of. So Wayne hasn't been relevant in a minute. So, like, why would you think that you are like given that? You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Exactly.
I
That's
disagree with the snub thing. I don't think that Wayne was snubbed. I think that he just assumes that he's from New Orleans, so he gets a spot. I don't think that's cool. I think Kendrick is hot right now. I think Kendrick will bring in sales. I think it's a business transaction, and I think probably Kendrick kind of deserves it a little bit. Like, so I don't think Wayne was snubbed, but
no, not at all.
I do have a topic after this. So
So, yeah, no, let me put my 2 cents in. Well,
yeah,
no,
throw the change.
let
Let's
me
hear it.
put my 1,
Dollar.
uh, dollar out
Put
there.
it in the coin machine. Get
I'll
some
put it in the
change.
coin purse
Okay.
with the
The
bat.
claw machine. Let's see. Let's see.
There we go, with the claw. I think that he's overreacting. Now, would it be good because he has that Carter 6 coming out supposedly on June 5th?
Mhm.
Okay. When was the last time he came out with the hit?
Mm.
Yes. Okay. That's just like
Enough for
when
me
was
to
the
have
last
to goo
time
enough for me to have to Google it.
just like when was the last time Akon came out with a dope hit
Oh, fuck
or a
it.
hit in general? What I'm saying is not that they're not dope ass artists and they're like in the top, they're not goats. They are the goats with the capital G. That's what I mean.
The
But
last Wayne album was
Funeral,
Funeral, yes, in
okay, which there were
2020.
some dope tracks off of. I
2020. So
5
5 years
years,
ago.
and I don't think he's been featured on
But I'm
anything.
actually excited because I just learned that he's coming out with I'm Not a Human Being Part
4?
3.
Oh, 3.
So
Okay.
that's dope. That's
That'll be dope.
scheduled for
That'll be dope.
2025.
So, yeah, that'll be dope, but do I think that just because and he remember, he hasn't lived in fucking New Orleans in 20
Yeah,
years,
yeah. No,
so
he's lived on the road probably this entire
and
time.
in Miami.
Yeah.
So, it's just I kind of get where he's coming from because it's his hometown, but
I I thought that in my personal opinion, I think that he should at least been a guest, you know what I mean, on the set, probably. But I don't know if Wayne
was
I feel like
Ice Cube when they did it in fucking with Dre,
I don't think
did
Ice you think
Ice
Ice
Cube wasn't on there,
you
and
think
he's
you you think he gave a shit though? Like, that's what
but
I'm
that's what I'm
saying.
saying is that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
so I don't know why Wayne I feel like Wayne just cares because of the Drake shit. I think that's ignited him on this fact, you know what I mean?
yeah, and
'Cause Wayne even made a comment like, "I know you're hitting my homeboy up with all this beef, don't try to fuck with me," basically. Like, "I'll end you." Like, that wasn't, like, the exact words, but that was, like, the sentiment that was said. I can't remember where I seen that, but yeah, that was, like, a thing.
that would be an interesting beef, Kendrick and
Yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah. But ha
Oh,
but
man, that's
what diss has Wayne ever been in, though? Like, I don't he's not a battle rapper, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's got punchlines and shit, but when has Wayne ever battle rapped anybody, like, actually had disses? I can't think of any, can you?
that are on actual, like, records, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not saying he can't do it, but
It'd be interesting.
that would be a good boxing match.
It would. And
I
that
think
gives
that
me
yeah.
to my next point, actually, so good segue. Um, Kendrick versus Wayne, who's the better artist?
Brother,
Yeah, I know, that's like an hour debate. That's
you're
like a
asking an LA dude,
yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I know who I'm personally gonna pick, and I probably know who you're personally gonna pick, and I feel like it's gonna be different, but is what it is.
hate me when I say this,
Sure. I
I'm gonna
probably
go
won't
Wayne.
huh?
I'm gonna go Wayne.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah,
I I have that same sentiment. Same opinion. I was gonna pick Wayne.
because 'cause I'm going through
Discography, right?
discography from 1999
Hot
to
Boys On,
now.
right?
Hot Boys On from yes.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So, that's nothing I mean, he's been rapping since he's 13.
Is it fair to compare? Because what's
Very
the
true. I
what's
think
the age
they're in different generations. What I mean by that, even though they're within, like, 5 he was born in '81 and Kendrick was born in '85. So
Kendrick
even though there's that
yeah, I'm gonna have to get some clarity on this. Wayne is 42 and Kendrick is 37, so there's a little bit of a difference.
but Lil Wayne has been rapping since he was
But that
13,
I mean,
and he's been hot
but
for
then
the
you got
last
the
25 years.
right, but then you got the conversation of, like, who's peaked and who hasn't, and is Kendrick at his peak right now? I thought Good Kid, Mad City was a peak for Kendrick, I'll be completely honest with you, but has he peaked again, or is
I'm
this his
not
peak?
saying that even with this song,
Or does peak even matter?
I'm saying even with that song, I don't think in popularity that Kendrick is on in legacy
Dwayne.
on Lil Wayne. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
there's really
I mean, I think for me, stylistically and just sonically, I think Wayne's better. That's just me personally.
lyrically, like, if you're talking, like, poetic and stuff like that, Kendrick all day.
I think lyricism, I think Kendrick has more, substance to his lyrics
Yes.
and songs and tracks. I think there's more to, digest and it's more deep, but I think, like, track-wise and song-wise, I think Wayne makes catchier tunes, and for
Especially his
me
mixtapes.
oh, yeah, hell yeah, and for me, I always lean towards catchy because I like things that make me feel things, and I think when I hear catchy stuff, I get more excited,
Yeah.
but I do think if you're a rap fan to the core, I might not even say rap, I might say hip hop, I don't know, or maybe it's vice versa. I think there's more substance to be gained from Kendrick's music over Wayne's. I think Wayne's is very punchline
Yeah,
and cheeky.
and there's more influence in good vibes with Kendrick. It's less drugs, it's less partying, it's more family
It's real,
oriented in a
it's
way.
yeah,
It's
it's
real.
yeah,
Exactly.
there's a lot of
There's a
culture
lot of
within
thought process and yeah.
yeah,
So,
just speaking on real topics, he's not talking about fucking syrup and, toting shit, you know?
yeah, so this album, Carter 6 will be fucking interesting.
It
And
will
so
be.
were I Am Not a Human Being 3.
It will be because you I think I'm Not a Human Being 3 will be kinda be the same kinda jargon, but I think
Yeah,
Carter 6 might be a little different. I think
yeah,
but Wayne has
we'll
stuck
see.
to Wayne since Wayne, you know what I mean? Like, the formula has never changed,
No, and he's
and that's
just
fine. Like, he's good at what he does, and he does what he does. If you're speaking of who is more abundant in, um, I'm not gonna say well-rounded, but who's more of a complex artist, it's definitely Kendrick Lamar.
yes. But relevancy to a particular
But
time frame right now, it's
but
Kendrick.
but if you said you're stuck on an island for 5 years and you have 1 album, a Wayne album or a Kendrick album, what are you
Wayne,
listening to? I'm gonna pick Wayne too, yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna get me through it more than
And you
Kendrick.
know what album? You're probably gonna laugh at this.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's that album? That rock album he came out with. I know
Oh,
that's
you're gonna
funny.
pick the fucking, God, what is that album called? Damn it.
With White Owl and Rockstar.
Yeah, it's got Prom Queen on it. What is
Yes, and Prom Cream Crown, yeah.
I don't even know if uh, Rebirth, is that it?
Mhm.
I think it is Rebirth, yeah. Fuck, man. What album would I pick? That's tough for me to we're excluding mixtapes, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
I think I'm Not a Human Being was a that was an album, I think.
No, that yeah, they were. But on so but if you're being realistic, Carter 3 all day.
Part of 3 is goated.
Yeah,
Um,
Carter 3.
uh, man, to be honest, I would have to really think about this before I answered this question. I think to me,
Rebirth, that's the album.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Carter 3 wins it, but I think
Yeah,
Carter 4 is pretty close for me. If we're speaking albums and not mixtapes, but also like I'm Not a Human Being. That also
I
resonates.
like that whole series, yeah.
But if you look at Carter 3, dude, honestly, the first track on Carter 3 kills it for me. I've loved 3 Pete from the minute I heard it till now. Like, I think that's so raw of a track, and there used to be a there used to be a live version of that on YouTube where he went a cappella and sung that shit word for word, and I was just, like, mesmerized back in the day, and I was like, "Holy fuck," like, this shit hits. Carter 3 stacked, and not
Oh,
only
yeah.
is it stacked with tracks, but that's an and you can agree or disagree, that's a no skip album for me.
Yeah, it's a thriller.
I can listen to that back to front and no skip and be comfortable with it all.
Yeah.
And I even don't even care for that much for a milli, so that's the crazy thing,
Yeah, it's still dope though,
but
dude.
I could
Like,
still
even
listen to it, it is dope, yeah. Nigerian hair, like, that's so
yeah,
iconic, like,
yeah, he
Wayne's GOAT. But I think Carter 2 is amazing too, so, I mean, I don't know, the whole
yeah,
Carter series is great. He kinda
yeah,
lost me with the later tracks in life, like the later albums, but
like Funeral
yeah,
and,
stuff like that, I don't know, I
uh,
just it
from, like,
felt
probably 2000, I would say probably 2015 onward,
it just felt kind of flat to me in a
because the
way.
last Carter 5,
Yeah, I think Carter
uh,
4, kinda I was like, "Hell
that
yeah." Carter 5 to
5
me was lackluster,
was Carter 5 was the one that had,
is
the one with,
uh, Carter
that had
5,
Kendrick, right?
uh, I don't think so, but yeah, actually, yeah, Kendrick was on Carter 5 because Carter 5 also had the track with his daughter, and
Yes,
that song is dope.
that song is, yeah,
Famous, I think. That song is
famous,
dope.
yeah. Yeah, that's a damn good album.
But I still think that it got worse from then on. I think Carter 4 is better than 5, and I think 3 is better than 4, and I think 3's 3's obviously great. I don't think 2 is better than 3, but I love
No,
Carter 2 as well.
yeah, that's
I don't know. I think yeah.
I mean, Carter 3 got 90% liked. I mean, I'm sorry, 97%
Yeah,
liked.
yeah.
Yeah, and do
Pretty
you also
soon.
think maybe do you also think possibly
Yeah.
that it's the time frame that came out too, like, where we were in our particular
I
life?
mean, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta look at contemporaries, so you gotta look at what was around when that was around, and that
true. I
the
mean, that was
judgment
the
the judgment it's a little unfair to be like, compare the Carter 3 to an album now, because you got relevancy, you got sound, like, you got progression, you even have changed your taste as a person, but if you look
Mhm.
at the contemporaries at the time, which is how you have to place it, in my opinion, um, it overshadowed everybody. So,
Oh, so that came out on June 10th, 2008.
yeah, so I think
What
you
came out a little bit so the only other album I think of that at that time, well, no, there were a few. The Game
I
came
think
out,
T.I. was even doing
T.I.
something at that
came
time.
out,
Yeah.
um, Jeezy. Jeezy
Yeah.
came out with
Something New
that,
York, maybe, I can't remember.
um, let me see, Jeezy, I think I wanna say Recession.
Maybe.
That's another that was probably one of
I mean, there
another
was a
really good
year
album.
that's another thing that holds Wayne above a lot of people, like, is he had a like, a year's worth of a stretch that was kinda unheard of because he was constantly putting shit out so consecutively where he didn't take breaks,
Yeah.
and that kept his run going, and
His mixtapes were like yeah.
most people haven't had a run like that, and I think that's what kinda rose him to succession so well, is because he kept putting himself in your face, in your ear, and it was of quality, though, it wasn't just bullshit,
Yeah. I mean,
which
that's
is unheard of kinda, whether he was fucked up on codeine or not, it still was good. But
yeah.
anyways, to get to my point, something I wanna not to get to my point, but to avoid from the point is something I wanna do soon on this podcast is and you can think about this in your spare time, and I will too, I would like to do, like, a top 5 all-time album list. Or 10. We can go 10, but 10 might be a little excessive, but maybe top 5 for sure. It doesn't have to be rap, it could be anything, but unless you would rather start with
It
one
would have to be no, it would have to be
genre focus.
genre by genre.
Let's do, like, a top 5 rap album soon then, I like that idea, 'cause I I'll have a hard problem I can get you 5 rap albums that are goated to me for sure, placing
Uh,
them is the hard part.
I can tell you right now
No,
what
no,
they
don't
are.
tell me now. Well, hold it off, because I gotta get mine together, because I really gotta ponder on this.
See, I think about this, like, once a week at least,
Oh, I do too,
and
but
it
I do too,
fluctuates.
but mine changes, and I drop an ad,
Are
because I
we
get
talking art do
reminded.
you wanna do, like, artist or do you wanna do album?
We'll do a that is tricky, yeah. That that's I feel like artist is too easy. I feel like album is a little harder. I think we should do album. I like album because that's a body of work.
That's
It
ah,
already signifies you like that artist if you pick the album kinda. So, 'cause you know what I mean? So I think we should do album because I like body of work, you know? I think that speaks levels, but yeah, so I don't know. Either way, let's do that, but we've hit the hour marker on this shit, so you wanna shut it down?
yo, from your donkeys with the mostest, with the mostest,
Yeah.
you're talking psychic.
Cake, Sir Judo.
I think that's our names, right? Not
Yeah,
sure.
I think, that's probably my name, yeah. Sir Judo, yeah.
We're going for it again, baby.
That's right.
We do what we do.
And we do what we don't sometimes.
The
Yep.
most unprofessional professionals
0 qualifications,
on Earth
and Mars,
and Jupiter
and Saturn too.
and Pluto, even though it's
Not
not
a
a planet
planet. Yeah.
anymore. I want to, from the bottom of my soul to
Within
the
the
top of my
Milky
toey toes,
within the Milky Way galaxy,
I would like to thank you
all of
for
you.
spending your time listening to
Yes.
No.
Mentor.
Gotta love it, baby.
Yeah.
And we're out.